Hi everyone, it's Vicky here from Crafty Heaven and thank you very much for joining me today. And this video at the beginning might be a bit shaky because I forgot to film the intro for this when I was at home. So I'm currently on holiday and this is for my friend and it's her birthday today. So I'm having to quickly grab this before she opens it so I could do this intro. So I'm on holiday in Wales, so there's the view from our cottage. So today's video we're going to be making this flower pop-up card. So it is a book style cover, and then this is the front. I've added some ribbon around to keep it closed, and I'm going to try and do this one-handed. I might have to pause the video to open it up, but we just open the ribbon up and then there is the pop-up flowers inside. So as you can see, I've added a sentiment in the middle and then it just folds back up. I've sealed that back up. So there we go, a really nice card and also a display card that they can have on display all year round. So I hope you enjoy this tutorial. So to make this project, you're going to need a piece of cardstock that measures 10 3/4 by 6 3/8, and this is going to be our cover for our book. And along the 10 3/4 inch side, you will score at 4 7/8 and 5 7/8. Okay, then you'll fold on those score lines. Boxes, it's going to go inside our book. So we're going to need one piece that measures 7 3/4 by 6 5/8, and we're going to score at 1 inch on all four sides. Okay, then the next one is 5 7/8 by 7 3/4, and this one we're going to score at along the 5 7/8 of an inch at 1 inch and 5 5/8, and then on the long side, which is the 7 3/4 inch side, we will score at 1, rotate it and score at 1 again. You'll fold on your score lines, and then we're going to do this one first, which has the smaller tab here, and you will get two small rectangles here. You're going to cut them off completely and then trim that tab here at an angle. Come to the other side, you'll have these two squares in the corners. You're going to cut up this score line and then cut some of that square off, but leaving a tab, and then give that tab a cut at an angle, and then the same on this side. Then your next piece, you have 4 squares in each corner. On one side you'll cut the 2 squares off completely, and then again on this side you'll cut down the score lines, trim some of that square off, leaving a bit for a tab, and then cut them at an angle. Then these two are going to get joined together, so I'm going to attach that first. Okay, so there we go. Then you want to add your adhesive to the outside of your tabs, and I've peeled off the backing, and they're just simply going to fold up like so, and we're going to do that to each corner. And there we go. And then those are just going to slot in there like so. Okay, and then this is going to get attached in to there. So we want to, I'm going to start off by adding my glue to my spine, and that's going to glue on to the spine on the cover. Okay, and then these two will get glued to the inside of the cover like so. and we're going to glue it in so it leaves about a 1/8 or 1/4 of an inch border around the edge. So I'm going to glue that in. So now we're going to add our inside part so we can attach our flowers. So let me just grab my pieces. So the first one, we're going to need a piece of card, and this measures 9.5 by 5 7/8, and then we're going to score along the 9.5 inch side at 1 7/8, 4 3/4, and 7 3/4, and then we need to find our center point. So if I bring a ruler in, so if we line up our ruler with the 4 3/4 inch score line, we're going to come down and we're just going to tick mark the line just before the 3 inch mark. Okay, and then so I'm going to tick mark there so you can see. Okay, so that's the tick mark. Then we need to get our ruler and a scoring tool, and we want to score from, so we have this score line here, we want to score from this corner to that corner where that other score line is on the opposite side. Okay, so line up your ruler with that score line here and here. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see that. Let me lift that up to see, so you can see. So we're going to score from this score line to this score line, and you're going to go straight across. Do the same to the other one. So we have the score line here and here. We're going to line up our ruler from that score line to this score line, so you're going to go straight across. Okay, then we're going to fold them in just a second. Then we've got two pieces of card that measure 2 7/8 by 5 7/8, and we're going to score both these pieces exactly the same. So we're going to score along the 5 7/8 of an inch side at 2 7/8. Okay, and then you do that to both pieces. Then we're going to score from the corner here to the bottom of this center score line. So you line up your ruler from the corner here, score across to there. Do the same on this side, from that corner, top corner, down to the bottom of that score line, and then you'll do exactly the same, and that's what it will look like. Now we're going to fold. So these smaller pieces, we're going to do a mountain fold. Then those score lines that we did at an angle, we're going to do a valley fold like that, and this is what it should look like. You'll do the same with this piece. Put them to one side for the minute. This one here, that center fold, you're going to do a mountain fold. Okay, then those diagonal folds, we're going to do them as a valley fold. These score lines here, we're going to do a valley fold, and these are just basically our guide lines, but I'm going to fold them anyway. Okay, and then that will fold up like that. This one, we're going to have the triangles at the top and bottom. These ones, we're going to have the triangles so they're at the side. Like that. So we need to add our glue just to these two sections here, but we're going to add the glue on the back. So for that, I'm going to use my liquid glue because then it gives me a bit more wiggle room. So let's have a look. I'm going to add the glue on there. Okay, so I'm just going to add one at a time. So we're going to add this one where we've added our glue onto this section here, and I'm just going to lay that on there, and it all should line up. Okay, and then press that down. And then this one here, we're going to add glue to the back of that one. And then just fold that over and stick that down. So again, we're going to place this one on here. So we're going to add our glue on there. And then we're going to add a glue on the back of this one. Okay, so I've let that dry, and you might find that you might have to trim a bit off the edges here for it to fold over nicely. And also we need to just trim a slight bit off these edges here so then they don't catch on our cover. Okay, so then that will just fold up like so, and then just reinforce those score lines. Now we're going to add this to our cover. So these sections here are where we're going to add our glue. We just want to fold on that score line, okay, and we're going to add our glue on here, okay, and we're going to line up this edge here with just up to here. Okay, so I'm going to line that up. You don't want to obviously take it all the way up to that side of the cover because otherwise it will catch. And so it's going to get glued to there, and then just lay that flat just to make sure that's all going to fit in there, which it is, and then we can press that down. Fold that over and add our glue to this bit, and again we're going to line up this edge and line it up here. So I need to bring my cover up like so and glue that down. Okay, and then that should fold up like that, and there we have our book, and then you just open it up and it will reveal your pop-up flowers. So now what we need to do is you need to die cut your flowers, or if you've got a Cricut you can cut some flowers on there. We need some leaves, so I'm going to go ahead and lay all my flowers and attach them into our cover, and we need to attach them on to these areas here. But you've got to remember that when you add your flowers they need to stay within this area here. You don't want to obviously going past there like that, so make sure that it's all within this area. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add my flowers, and I'm also just going to decorate the front, and then I will come back and show you the finished project. I've done the inside and I'm going to show you that in just a second, But for the outside, I just added some pattern paper and this birthday sentiment, and then on the back I've just got a plain bit of card so I can write my message. So we're just going to open the ribbon up to reveal the pop-up flowers, and how cute does that look? So there we go, that just folds back up. So I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial and give it a go. If you enjoyed it, then please give this video a big thumbs up, and please continue to support my channel by hitting that subscribe button. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all very soon. Bye for now.